Hey guys, welcome back. So I've got a quick little review for you guys today on the Too Faced Cat Eyes palette, and I did film a tutorial on this look that I'm wearing today, so that'll be up soon for you guys. And I also have a blog post on this palette, so if you want to see more in-depth swatches and just hear a few more of my thoughts, you can check out my blog. I'll link that down below. But yeah, we'll go over all the usual things: swatches, packaging, pricing, wear time, how the shadows perform, and just my overall thoughts and opinions on this palette. So if you want to see that on the Cat Eyes palette, then just keep watching. Alright, starting with pricing and packaging. So the price of this palette is $36, and you get 3 shadows that are 2 grams each and 6 shadows that are 0.9 grams each. So standard for a Too Faced palette, which is nice. This is what the outside packaging looks like. Super cute. Just has that really fun, I don't know if it's leopard or cheetah or I don't know, some kind of a cat print of some kind. So this is what the actual palette looks like. Same adorable pattern. I love it. I think the packaging is a total win. And it's that nice kind of tin sort of a material, which I really like. It's lightweight, but it's still really durable feeling, and you know, you're not gonna, if you spill water on it, it's not gonna totally ruin the outside packaging, which is nice. This is what the palette looks like. You've got your little insert there with some look ideas, so that's really fun. So it kind of gives you some creativity, inspiration if you're sort of having some brain blocks for what looks to do. They kind of give you some jumping off points. And here's the palette here. So you've got 3 lighter shades. You've got some colorful shades in the middle. This one's kind of a, you know, more neutral shade, but some colorful fun shades there. And then these are your darker shades that they're labeled to be able to be used wet or dry. And in my tutorial, I did use one of them wet, so I'll be able to kind of share with you how that performed. But yeah, it's a nice fun collection of colors. Just right off the bat, it's missing a transition shade. There's no kind of a matte blending shade in this palette. So for my tutorial, I had to bring in something else to use in that area. So that's kind of a bummer, but honestly, a lot of palettes are like that, so that's not a total make it or break it for me, but it would be nice if that shade was included. But they do give you some nice shades for darkening up your look, which I do really enjoy. And you have a nice kind of brow bone shade there. So the only thing it's really missing is that transition shade. So now let's get into some swatches. Okay, so here are the swatches. So we're gonna start over here. This is the top left of the palette. This is Purr, Tiger's Eye, Leopard. And then the next row, this one is Meow, Pussycat, and Jungle Love. And then the last row, this one is Kitten, Kitty Glitter, and Panther. So you can see they're all nicely pigmented. The only one that's a little bit of a dud that took a little bit of building up is Kitty Glitter. It's not very pigmented, not very opaque, but I was able to build it pretty nicely, so it can work. It's just not the best shade. So all of them are shimmery or glittery, except for Meow is a matte and Panther is a matte. So mostly a shimmery palette, but you do have a couple of matte shades thrown in there, and I love that one of the matte shades is a creamy sort of a shade, so perfect for a brow bone highlight. So there are the shadows there. Overall, I think it's a nice collection of colors. I would have liked a transition shade to be thrown in there and maybe one more matte, and if they would have kicked up the quality of Kitty Glitter. But overall, I think it's a fun little collection of colors. And as far as the formula on these shadows, I think they're really great. You know, these little palettes from Too Faced can be very hit and miss. But in this palette, there's really only one shade, you saw it in the swatches, that didn't perform all that great, and that's Kitty Glitter. But really to only have one shade that's not all that fantastic, I think is definitely an overall win. Because sometimes in these little palettes from Too Faced, it can be 2, 3, even half the palette that has trouble. So I think that this one's definitely a win. They blended really nicely together. They were very easy to use. I've worn this for several weeks now, and all the looks I've created have worked very well together. So they blend nicely, they wear nicely. The wet dry shadows, I think they're nice, you know, but I don't think that they perform any differently than any other shadow that you would use wet. So I think that's maybe a little bit of a gimmick, but I mean, they do work well. You know, I used the black shade in this look as my liner, and it did work. but I think any other standard black shadow would have worked the same way, because I don't know that these are particularly any different. But anyway, yeah, I overall think that this is a great palette. I'm glad I have it. Love the packaging, and I think that the shadows inside perform really well. Alright guys, so that was my quick little review on the Too Faced Cat Eyes palette. So I hope this video was helpful for you and answered some of your questions. Please give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Let me know any questions you have down below. Let me know your thoughts on this palette. Are you picking it up? Are you eyeing it? Did you already grab it? Are you skipping it? Whatever you think, let me know down below. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video.